Have you ever looked closely at the coins in your hand? They are more than just bits of metal we use to buy a cup of coffee or a newspaper. In Australia, coins are like tiny storybooks. They tell us about our history, our heroes, and the things we care about as a nation. Collecting these coins has become a huge hobby for many people. It's a bit like a treasure hunt. You might find a special coin in your change that is worth much more than its face value. This hunt for rare and beautiful coins connects people from all walks of life, from kids starting their first collection to serious collectors looking for that one special piece. The magic of coin collecting is that it's for everyone. You don't need a lot of money to start. You just need to pay attention to the change you get from the shops. The Royal Australian Mint, the place where our coins are made, releases new designs all the time. These coins celebrate everything from famous Australians and important historical moments to our unique animals and even beloved children's characters. Each new coin is a chance to learn something new about our country. It's this constant discovery that makes collecting so exciting and keeps people checking their pockets and wallets with a sense of wonder. Think about the feeling of finding something unexpected. That's what coin collecting in Australia is all about. You might get a brightly coloured $2 coin celebrating the Olympic Games, or a $1 coin with a special picture you've never seen before. These small discoveries can brighten your day. They also connect us to a bigger story, the story of Australia. Each coin is a piece of that puzzle. As we collect them, we are piecing together a picture of our nation's identity, its triumphs, and its journey through time. It's a hobby that is both personal and shared, a quiet joy that links us all. This journey into the world of Australian coins is a fascinating one. It starts long before the country of Australia even existed and continues today with new technologies and new stories to tell. We will explore how money began on this continent, from ancient trading systems to the first makeshift coins of a new colony. We will see how our money has changed, reflecting the growth and confidence of a young nation. And we will discover some of the most beautiful and intriguing coins ever made, each one a small masterpiece of art and history, waiting to be found in our everyday change. Long before Europeans arrived with their pockets full of metal coins, Australia had a complex and thriving economy. First Nations peoples had been trading across this vast continent for tens of thousands of years. They didn't use money in the way we think of it today. Instead, they used a system of barter. This wasn't just simple swapping. It was a sophisticated network of trade routes that crisscrossed the land, connecting different communities. People traded things they had in abundance for things they needed or valued, like tools, food, pigments for art, and ceremonial items. These trade networks were built on relationships and deep knowledge of the land. For example, sharp stone for making tools might be quarried in one region and traded over hundreds of kilometers to another. Beautiful pearl shells from the northern coasts were highly prized and could travel far inland, passed from one group to another. This system wasn't just about economics, it was also about culture. Trading events were important social gatherings where stories were shared, ceremonies were performed, and alliances were strengthened. The value of an item wasn't just in its practical use, but also in its spiritual significance and the journey it had taken. When the first fleet arrived in 1788, they brought with them the British system of pounds, shillings, and pence. However, there was a severe shortage of actual coins in the new colony of New South Wales. For the first few decades, life was very difficult, and people had to be resourceful. Rum, particularly molasses-based spirits, became a popular form of payment. It was so common that it was used to pay labourers, including those who helped build Sydney's first hospital. This period is sometimes called the rum economy, showing just how desperate the colony was for a stable way to trade. Alongside rum, a strange mix of foreign coins also circulated. Sailors and merchants from visiting ships would spend money from their home countries. So, you might find English guineas, Spanish dollars, Dutch guilders, and Indian rupees all being used in the bustling markets of early Sydney. This created a lot of confusion. Each coin had a different value, and people often disagreed on exchange rates. The colony needed its own unique solution, a currency that everyone could trust. This need for order set the stage for one of the most creative chapters in Australia's monetary history. The problem of coin shortages and confusing foreign currency came to a head in the early 1800s. The governor of New South Wales, Lachlan Macquarie, needed a clever solution. In 1812, he bought a large shipment of 40,000 Spanish silver dollars. To stop these valuable coins from leaving the colony on trading ships, he did something ingenious. He ordered a convicted forger named William Henschel to punch the center out of each coin. This created two new coins from one. The outer ring was named the Holy Dollar and was worth 5 shillings. The small piece punched from the middle was called the dump, and it was valued at 1 shilling and 3 pence. This was Australia's very first homegrown currency. It was a brilliant move because it instantly doubled the number of coins in circulation and created a distinct currency that was only useful within the colony. The Holy Dollar and the dump solved the currency crisis and became powerful symbols of Australian resourcefulness. Today, they are incredibly rare and valuable collector's items, a tangible link to our early colonial past and the challenges our ancestors faced. The next major change in Australia's money story came with a bang: the gold rush of the 1850s. When huge amounts of gold were discovered in New South Wales and Victoria, thousands of people flocked to the diggings, hoping to strike it rich. This sudden wealth transformed the colonies. With so much raw gold available, the British government gave permission for mints to be opened in Sydney and later in Melbourne and Perth. These mints began producing beautiful gold coins called sovereigns and half-sovereigns. They were made to the same standard as British sovereigns but had their own unique mint marks. These gold sovereigns became the backbone of the Australian economy for the next half-century. They were trusted all over the British Empire and helped to fund the incredible growth of cities like Melbourne and Sydney. The gold rush put Australia on the world map, and its gold coins were a symbol of this newfound prosperity and confidence. People no longer had to rely on makeshift money or foreign coins. They now had a high-quality, locally produced currency that was respected internationally. This period cemented the role of precious metals in our monetary system and laid the foundation for a national currency. For the first half of the 20th century, Australia continued to use the British system of pounds, shillings, and pence. It was a complicated system. There were 12 pence in a shilling and 20 shillings in a pound. Doing simple calculations could be tricky, and many people found it confusing. As Australia grew into a more independent and modern nation, the idea of changing to a simpler system gained support. The decision was made to switch to a decimal currency, a system based on tens, just like many other countries around the world. This was a massive change that would affect every single person in the country. The big day was set for the 14th of February, 1966, known as C-Day for Changeover Day. A huge public education campaign was launched to get everyone ready. A cheerful cartoon character named Dollar Bill appeared in newspapers and on television, singing a catchy jingle to the tune of "Click Go the Shears." The song explained how the new system worked. In come the dollars, in come the cents, to make life easier, to save you expense. The campaign was a huge success. When C-Day arrived, Australians embraced the new dollars and cents with enthusiasm. The old pounds, shillings, and pence were slowly taken out of circulation, marking the end of an era. With the new currency came new coins. The first decimal coins were the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50-cent pieces. Each one featured a different Australian animal, designed by the artist Stuart Devlin. These designs became instantly iconic. The feather-tailed glider on the 1 cent, the frill-necked lizard on the 2 cent, the echidna on the 5 cent, and so on. For many years, these were the coins Australians used every day. But by the 1980s, inflation had made the 1 and 2 cent coins less useful. At the same time, the $1 note was wearing out too quickly in circulation. It was time for another change. In 1984, the $1 coin was introduced to replace the paper note. Its design featured a mob of kangaroos, another iconic Australian image created by Stuart Devlin. The coin was an instant success. It was durable and easy to use. 4 years later, in 1988, the $2 coin was introduced to replace the $2 note. Its design was very special. It featured an Aboriginal elder, inspired by Goya Chungurai, a man who survived a massacre as a young boy. This design, created by Horst Hahn, was a powerful and important recognition of Australia's First Nations peoples, placing their image and story into the hands of every Australian every day. Once the $1 and $2 coins became a normal part of our lives, the Royal Australian Mint saw a wonderful new opportunity. These coins were like small metal canvases that could be used to tell stories and celebrate important moments in Australian life. This was the beginning of the exciting world of commemorative coins. These are special versions of our regular coins, released for a limited time with unique designs. They celebrate everything from national anniversaries and sporting events to our unique culture and environment. Finding one of these in your change is always a small thrill. The 50-cent coin was one of the first to be used for commemorative designs. In 1970, a special coin was released to celebrate the bicentenary of Captain James Cook's voyage along the east coast of Australia. In 1977, another marked the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. Over the years, the 50-cent coin has celebrated royal weddings, the Commonwealth Games, and the anniversaries of important organisations. These larger coins provide a great surface for detailed designs, and they have become a favourite for collectors who enjoy piecing together the story of Australia, one 50-cent piece at a time. The $1 coin also became a popular choice for commemorations. The Royal Australian Mint started releasing special $1 coins that honoured significant themes. For example, the Landcare coin promoted environmental conservation. A series of coins celebrated the Anzac spirit, remembering the soldiers who fought for our country. There have been coins for the centenary of Federation, the Australian Open tennis tournament, and even for beloved organisations like the Country Women's Association. Each design is a conversation starter, a small reminder of the people, places, and events that have shaped our nation's identity. But perhaps the most popular and exciting commemorative coins have been the $2 coins. Since 2012, the Mint has released a stunning variety of colourful $2 coins. The very first one was a red poppy coin for Remembrance Day, which was incredibly popular. Since then, we have seen coins celebrating the Olympic and Paralympic teams, the Wiggles, Mr. Squiggle, and Indigenous art. These vibrant, colourful coins are eagerly sought after by collectors and the general public alike. They have turned coin collecting from a niche hobby into a mainstream treasure hunt, encouraging everyone to look a little closer at the money in their pockets. For any collector, part of the fun is finding something rare. In the world of Australian coins, this often means finding a coin with a mistake, known as an error coin. These mistakes happen during the minting process when the coins are being made. They are not supposed to happen, and the Royal Australian Mint has very strict quality control. But every now and then, a few imperfect coins slip through and make their way into circulation. These are the coins that collectors get really excited about. They are unique, and their rarity can make them very valuable. One of the most famous Australian error coins is the 2000 mule $1 coin. A mule is a coin that has been struck with the wrong dies, that is, the stamps used to create the design. In this case, the head side, or reverse, of a 10-cent coin was accidentally paired with the tail side, or reverse, of a $1 coin. This resulted in a $1 coin with a double rim around the edge, making it noticeably thicker. No one knows exactly how many were made, but they are highly sought after. Finding one in your change today would be like winning a small lottery. Another interesting type of error is their rotated die. This happens when the heads and tail sides of the coin are not aligned properly. If you hold a coin by its edges and flip it over, the queen's head should be pointing up. On a rotated die error, it might be sideways or even completely upside down. These errors can range from being slightly off-center to a full 180-degree rotation. The more dramatic the rotation, the more valuable the coin is to a collector. It's these small imperfections that make a coin special and tell a unique story about its creation. Other errors can include off-center strikes, where the design is not properly centered on the coin, or clipped planchets, where the coin is struck on an incomplete piece of metal, giving it a clipped or crescent shape. While these coins might look broken or faulty to the untrained eye, to a numismatist, a coin expert, they are treasures. The hunt for these happy accidents is what makes collecting so addictive. It reminds us that even in a world of mass production, unique and valuable mistakes can happen, just waiting to be discovered by a lucky searcher. Beyond the coins we use every day, the Royal Australian Mint and the Perth Mint also produce special coins for investors and collectors. These are known as bullion coins. They are made from precious metals like gold, silver, and platinum. Their value is not based on the number stamped on them, but on the current market price of the metal they contain. These coins are a popular way for people to invest in precious metals because they are beautiful, easy to store, and guaranteed by the Australian government for their weight and purity. Some of the most famous Australian bullion coins feature our iconic wildlife. The Perth Mint's Kookaburra Silver Coin series, which started in 1990, is beloved by collectors worldwide. Each year, the coin is released with a brand new design of the laughing kookaburra, making it highly collectible. Similarly, the koala and kangaroo series are also incredibly popular. These coins are not just investments, they are miniature works of art that showcase the beauty of Australia's natural world. They act as global ambassadors for our country, admired by people in every corner of the globe. Sometimes the Mint releases special coins that are not meant for circulation, but tell a particularly important story. A fascinating example is the 2013 coin commemorating the 225th anniversary of the Proclamation of 1788. This proclamation set the value of different currencies in the early colony. The coin itself is a modern tribute to the holy dollar and dump. It is a silver coin with a hole in the middle, beautifully designed to look like the original holy dollar. It's a wonderful example of how our modern coins can connect us directly to the very beginnings of our nation's economic history. These special issues allow the Mint's designers to be incredibly creative. They can use different shapes, metals, and advanced minting techniques to create stunning pieces. We've seen triangular coins, coins with moving parts, and even coins that are domed, like a small bowl. While you won't find these in your change at the supermarket, they are an important part of Australia's numismatic story. They push the boundaries of what a coin can be and show the world the high level of artistry and innovation that comes from Australia's mints. They are true treasures for those who collect them. The world of Australian coins is always changing, and recent years have brought some of the most exciting developments yet. One of the most significant changes has been the introduction of a new monarch on our coins. For over 70 years, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II has graced the head side of every Australian coin. Following her passing, a new era began. In late 2023, the first coins featuring the official portrait of King Charles III started to appear. This was a historic moment, the first time many Australians had ever seen a different monarch on their money. This change is a gradual one. Coins with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait will continue to be used alongside the new King Charles III coins for many years to come. This means that for a time, we will have two monarchs circulating in our pockets, a unique situation that reflects a major moment of transition for Australia and the Commonwealth. The new portrait of the King, by tradition, faces the opposite direction to his predecessor. This small detail is part of a long history of royal coinage, and it connects our modern money to centuries of tradition, marking a new chapter in our national story. The creativity of commemorative coins also continues to reach new heights. In 2024, the Royal Australian Mint released a coin for the Australian Signals Directorate's 75th anniversary. This was no ordinary coin. Hidden within its design were secret codes. A sharp-eyed collector discovered that the intricate patterns on the coin were actually 4 different layers of code, including Morse code and binary. Once deciphered, the codes revealed special messages about the history and work of the Directorate. This coin was a brilliant tribute to our intelligence agencies and a fun challenge for puzzle lovers across the country. Even our cultural icons are making their way onto our money. The beloved children's television show Bluey has become a global phenomenon, and the Mint celebrated this with a set of special $1 coins. The coins, featuring Bluey and her family, were so popular that they caused a frenzy among collectors. There was even a story about a Bluey heist, where a family's entire collection of the coins was stolen, showing just how passionate people have become. These events show that coins are more than just money. They tap into our shared culture and the things we love, making them powerful and desirable objects. As we've seen, Australian coins are so much more than just the money we use to buy things. They are small metal treasures that we can hold in our hands. Each one tells a part of a much larger story, the story of Australia. From the early days of Indigenous barter and the clever holy dollar, to the golden sovereigns of the gold rush and the modern decimal dollars and cents, our currency has always reflected who we are as a nation. It has changed and adapted as our country has grown, capturing our journey from a remote colony to a confident and creative modern nation. The designs on our coins act as a gallery of our national identity. They showcase our unique wildlife, from the kangaroos on the $1 coin to the echidna on the 5-cent piece. They honour the deep history and culture of our First Nations peoples, most powerfully on the $2 coin. Through commemorative issues, they celebrate our heroes, remember our sacrifices in times of war, and cheer for our athletes on the world stage. They even capture our sense of fun, with designs featuring characters like Mr. Squiggle and Bluey. They are a daily reminder of our shared heritage and values. Coin collecting brings people together. It is a hobby that crosses generations, with grandparents sharing their collections with their grandchildren. It encourages us to be curious, to look closely at the objects we handle every day, and to learn more about the stories they tell. The search for a rare error coin or a colourful $2 coin can be a thrilling adventure, a modern-day treasure hunt that anyone can join. This shared passion creates a community of people connected by their love for these small pieces of history and art. In the end, every coin in your pocket or purse is a piece of Australia. It has been designed, minted, and circulated within our country, passing through countless hands on its journey. It might have paid for a loaf of bread, a bus ticket, or a donation to a good cause. As they travel, these coins carry with them the stories of our land, our people, and our achievements. They are not just currency, they are keepsakes of our